Hi, I'm Steve Reeder, Marketing Director with PTI. I'm here with Bray. Bray, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure, thanks, Steve. First of all, thank you for having us today. My name's Bray Allen. We're with SteelBlue, rolling sheet door, self-storage door, and hallway component manufacturer out of Georgetown, Kentucky.
Yeah, so we're talking doors today.
Yes, sir.
Super excited to have you guys in.
Thanks so much.
Wanted to get your thoughts on what operators think, how they treat doors. It's an easy item to just kind of take for granted, to overlook, I guess you could say. What do operators miss when they're thinking about doors, and where is the real engineering behind the door itself? Talk to me about the SteelBlue thoughts on that.
Sure, thank you. So it is one of those things that people just kind of overlook. The simplicity of it is, and quite honestly, I'm okay with that, simply because if a door functions the way it's supposed to, it's out of sight, out of mind, right? You have to use it to access a unit, obviously, but you never really hear anything about it until there's a problem. So at SteelBlue, we do everything that we can to prevent said problems. So we put in simplistic designs in the way we manufacture our product, along with the quality control steps and measures that we put in place to ensure the durability and the quality for and longevity of it for the life of a facility. I personally been in this business for a long time, and I've got doors that I installed 30 years ago. I know I don't look old enough to have installed doors 30 years ago, but I did. And so doors that I've installed 30 years ago in the region that we're in today that are still working and functioning just fine. So it's about the quality of the product, as well as proper installation, good maintenance and service, and that's the longevity of your door.
Yeah, so you talk about longevity of the door. A tenant probably bangs on that door more than any other touch point in a facility. Sure. And you're talking about doors that you installed 20, 30 years ago. What's the life expectancy of a door? Is it 20, 25 years? And then how do those aesthetics translate into what a renter thinks about a facility? And I guess lastly, what can an operator do on site for routine maintenance? How do they keep that door working and operating properly?
Sure. So obviously cleanliness is of paramount importance, right? Just making sure that you're keeping the exterior finishes clean, free of debris. When it comes to the interior components, it's a moving part. When you look at the structure of a facility, the doors are the only thing that moves, right? Once the roof's screwed down and the wall panels are screwed down, you don't want those to move, right? And so when doors continually opening and closing, you just want to maintain those things, again, keeping them free of debris. Great time to do that's when a tenant moves in or tenant moves out. We've even had customers over the years that would, do a customer appreciation day, free snow cones for the kids, just to get an opportunity to, either inspect or, just clean the unit, the moving parts. And so making sure that those things are, again, lubricated, clean, that's going to be both the longevity and life expectancy of your door, as well as the visual appeal. If you don't find it attractive to look at, if it doesn't look appealing to you, then whatever other offers or features you have at a said facility, they're irrelevant, because you can't even get people to the door. Pun totally intended there. So it's just making sure that everything's nice, clean, presentable. That's step number one.
You pretty much had me at snow cone.
We'll throw a hot dog in there too if it makes you feel better. So
now, recently you guys rolled out a new program, a fairly new program called Edge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Walk us through what the whole thought process behind Edge was. What was the driving force of it? How does replacing a door unit by unit, what does that actually solve? And how do you guys go about keeping, when you're swapping out doors, keeping the money coming into the facility while you're doing that?
Sure. So first, let's talk about the purpose of Edge and what that does. So number one, we know that the facilities throughout this country, I think it's a little over 60% of them are 20 to 25 plus years old. And so over the course of time, again, depending on how well those were maintained and what kind of care was put into them, those may be in need of some refurbishing or some replacement. They're just simply dated, some of them. You have a lot of the REITs or investment groups coming in and buying smaller mom and pop facilities that, was just supplemental income, and they're looking to bring those up to Class A facilities. And so as that progresses, we fill that gap, or we meet that need with our EDGE program. So what our EDGE program does is we'll go into an existing occupied facility that needs new doors. We'll remove the old doors, install the new doors, make sure that everything's functioning the way it's supposed to do. We provide security features so that the tenants know that their contents of their unit are remaining safe and secure. As far as the value of it and importance of that is, as an operator, the last thing you want is for someone to clean a unit out. So don't give them an excuse to do that. Right. We keep their things, their contents inside the unit. Again, we provide the security. We do monitored security. We make sure everything's, as I said, working right on the door. Do any repair. Sometimes there may be internal damage. We do, oddly enough, for our EDGE program, we do a lot of fire replacement. If they've had a significant damage, storm damage, something of that nature, it's not just about a facelift. Sometimes there's structural things that we have to take care of too. So we do all that as well through our EDGE program. A gentleman by the name of Mason Barber kind of runs point on that for us.
Right.
He is very passionate, energetic, thorough. Between he and our install team, which is Jack Wright, Mike Preziosi, Chandler, Sandburn, they really focus in and make sure that we have a quality product and good service associated with that.
That's great. With so many older facilities in North America, programs like EDGE, I think it's going to be really paramount to keeping those operators current, keeping facilities looking, modern and operating correctly. Yeah,
not just looking modern, man. There's a lot of things that we can do to upgrade the technology in it, right? That's our work with PTI has been phenomenal at this point for that very reason. Right? It's a great opportunity for both to just upgrade what's always been okay. Now we want to be the best, right? We want the extraordinary to become the ordinary. And so that's what we focus on at SteelBlue, and I know PTI.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the partnership works between PTI and SteelBlue. There's this innate need to innovate. There's this innate need to satisfy the customer.
Yes, sir.
Then that kind of dovetails into my next question. I think SteelBlue kind of, it's a 4 to 6 week build time, roughly. But customer support is one of those things that truly separates SteelBlue. I'd like to think it's one of the things that separates PTI as well, but it's one of the things that you guys have really, really brought home to your particular part of the industry. Talk a little bit about how speed of build, how service, how that changes the math for an owner-operator. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. We were kind of talking off camera before we got started here. It's for me, as one of the partners at SteelBlue, it's personal. I tell people often when we think about what SteelBlue is as a business, this is a legacy for me.
Yeah.
And so when we operate the business, it's not all about how much money we made last year or last quarter or how many units we sold last quarter. It's about doing the right thing for the people involved in the industry. And so I don't ever want to be in a situation to where I see a customer, with their grandchildren in a grocery store, and I'm with my grandchild. I want that legacy to be paramount. That's what matters to us. Is making sure that we do the right thing the right way. And so when we do that, everything else falls into place. And so, making sure that we maintain those levels of service, the levels of quality that we are accustomed to, that we demand. Right? We demand it from our customers. We demand it from our employees. We demand it from our partners. If we're not at this level, we want to be the standard. That's a phrase we use in the office sometimes. If we're the standard, then everyone else is trying to catch us. And so those things matter to us. utilizing, again, our relationships and our partnerships with other people in the industry, again, like PTI, having that high elevation of standard as the two companies merging together to do that, that just creates so much more of an elevated opportunity for the tenants as well as the operators. It gives them a chance to upgrade their facility, bring a better service, a better quality product to their customers, which at the end of the day is the one that pays all of our bills.
Yeah.
So
there's conversations about doors being, they go up, they go down. Are they a commodity? And what you're describing is more than just the steel. You're describing the purchase experience.
Yes, sir.
Our doors are commodity. It is more than that, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the product in itself may be somewhat of a commodity.
Yeah.
But there's places that I do business with that I'll pay a little bit more money for because I appreciate the experience there. I think about, just an example, a hotel room. You can stay in a hotel room, and at any place you could take a shower and sleep in a bed. There's some I wouldn't stay at, right? And there's some that I always know, this is my brand. This is where I stay. A colleague of mine, he got into town last night, and he was just talking about when he got into town and got to the hotel at 2 a.m. this morning, talking about how the staff was so pleasant, so kind, so helpful. That's the things that we try to do at SteelBlue. We want to separate ourselves, not altogether in the product. Again, as you and I were sharing before we got on camera here, when we started SteelBlue, it was to bring back a level of expectation of how the industry should be serviced. It's not about some grand, phenomenal, patented design of this component or that component. It's a simple fact of just do what you say you're going to do. People ask me sometimes at trade shows, right, that we're familiar with, and they're like, so what separates SteelBlue from the competition? The reality is if we say we're going to be there on Tuesday, we're going to be there on Tuesday. Yeah. We don't want to drag things out. We want to do what we say we're going to do, and that's what customers expect, and that's what we deliver.
One of the things that is part of any of the business, there's so many operators doing so many things so many different ways. You can't plan for every different scenario. And so we sell them a product, you sell them a product, you install it. Things may not go exactly right. And for me, what separates good companies from great companies are how they handle when things go wrong.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I see your team doing. That's what we try to do. We answer the phones, you guys answer your phones, and we work through problems with customers just as you guys do. And I think that's one of the things that you do really well is when things go wrong, that's a true measure of a company, at least for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go through great pains on the front side to minimize that risk, but you're right. There's always going to be something that someone didn't take into account, be it a weather issue or a permitting issue or just whatever. Yeah. And we do focus on making sure that we don't abandon our customer when they encounter a problem. So one of our slogans is "Together we win," and so that's the key to it, right? When we, in conjunction with our customer, when we work together, we win. So when our customer's having an issue, it's not their issue. They don't have to figure it out. We're not putting all of that on them. How can we help? What can we do? How can we assist through this issue to help get you back on track? And so that's one of the values. Product line, you don't see a gross difference in our product line versus some of our competition. You don't see that from the road. Yeah. You see that on the day-to-day operation. You see that when you make the phone call and we answer it. You see that when something's going on site and we've got someone there the next day to take care of it. That's the things that separate us and set us apart. That's
great. I love that. The last question, partnerships. SteelBlue PTI has got a partnership. You guys have obviously developed partnerships with different technology companies. How important are those partnerships to making sure your owners and operators, your customers, feel safe and secure? And what do those partnerships mean for those customers?
Yeah, sure. So for us, it's just, again, maintaining that standard, right? We've had opportunities to work with other organizations in different spaces that just didn't adhere to the standards that we try to set for our company.
Right.
And so we're very particular about who we partner up with and work with. So it is important to us. There's reputable companies out there that we do business with, both on supplying components to our company. We have one company in particular that we're not in the door business, but we knew some of the people there, and they just approached us and was like, hey, we would like to see if there's an opportunity for us to help you.
Right.
And so again, they're not in the door business at all. We're the only company that they do anything with in that nature. But they've been a great partner for us on a vendor side. And so that's the things that matter to us. We knew the service levels we were going to get. Again, that's why this working with PTI has been so easy. We know that when we do something together, we know what's coming to our shop. We know what your expectations are when it's in our shop, and we know what's happening in the field once the doors are delivered. And so, again, those things are paramount in being streamlined and successful for the operator and then ultimately the tenant.
Well, very good. Well, again, thank you so much for sharing some of your time with us, sharing your thoughts about how SteelBlue is elevating the whole industry forward. Appreciate your time. Thank you,
Steve. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right.